Hi, I'm Mark, and this is Let's Vibe, the channel all about crystals and our feelings. In this video, I want to talk about a crystal that has a relatively high water content. And that crystal is Apophyllite. So you can see right away, this is a clear crystal. Apophyllite is from the phyllosilicate group of minerals composed of elements like calcium, silicon, oxygen, and a few other salts like sodium or potassium. So apophyllite, it's composed of those elements, but it also has a high water content. So it's called hydrated. it's a hydrated crystal or hydrated mineral. And what you're seeing is a natural pyramid formation. A lot of apophyllite pieces come naturally in pyramid form. But you'll also find apophyllite in cluster form. And you can find different colors. There's green, blue, pink, and most often you'll see clear. So because of the high water content, apophyllite is really good at conducting and moving energy, subtle energy. And it's also a great magnifier of energies. It can magnify the energies of a space or your own energy or the energy of other crystals. A lot like clear quartz. And this pyramid shape, pyramids will draw in the energy that's around them and the energy of the stone itself, draw it in from the base and focus that energy through the top. And it'll be intensified as it's radiated through the peak. So what that means is you can use a stone like apophyllite for focus or focusing your intentions if you're doing manifestation work. And in general, it can just take whatever energy you're working with and focus it and intensify or magnify it. And it can also transmit, apophyllite with its conductive properties can transmit energy. Now, apophyllite, when I hold apophyllite and meditate with it, it's a very it's a high vibration. Apophyllite is definitely one of those more spiritually connected stones. But what's cool about apophyllite is while it easily connects with high vibrational spiritual energies and can channel those energies, apophyllite also allows you and helps you to stay grounded and stay in your body when you're working with high vibrations. It can be easy to lose balance between, the spiritual and the physical if you're working with spiritual high vibe energy. It can be a challenge to balance that 3D and what they call 5D. But apophyllite helps you maintain that balance. So if you're practicing, well, it can be as simple as practicing meditation, or it can be something like astral travel or journeying. Apophyllite can help you stay grounded in your body while also being within that 5D realm. And that's honestly, that's very useful for people doing this kind of metaphysical work. It can be hard to go back and forth between high 5D vibrations and the lower 3D vibrations. And that can really be a struggle sometimes, staying balanced. So I personally can really appreciate that property of apophyllite. Apophyllite is, as it's connected with the spiritual plane, it's great for intuition. Apophyllite will stimulate your third eye and aid you in sharpening your intuition. Apophyllite, with its clear appearance, it can help you gain clarity with your inner sight, your inner vision. All those clairs, the clairvoyant, clairsentient. It can aid in developing those clair or clear abilities. Apophyllite is also known to be a crystal that connects with angels, guardian angels, archangels, and I haven't used it for this, but it is known to be good for scrying. Scrying is when you gaze into a stone, or you look at a stone from the side, like out of the corner of your eye. And that's, I came across one instruction for using apophyllite where you want to look at it out of the corner of your eye. And when it comes to scrying, I don't practice scrying very often. And as I said, I haven't done that with apophyllite. But when you're doing some kind of scrying, it's not so much that you're seeing something. I mean, you can, but for me at least, it's not so much about seeing something in the crystal, but more like picking up on information, picking up on an image or words by focusing on the stone. Another very interesting thing that I've read about apophyllite is if you look at it through the base and out through the termination. So if I were to look at it like this, then it opens a stargate. When they say stargate, I take that to mean it's an energetic portal, and I mean, I've tried it. I've tried gazing through the crystal that way. I didn't really pick up on anything. I think obviously it's something that requires more practice, but I take it to mean you can use apophyllite to connect to starseed origins. If you believe in star seeds, if you feel a connection to star seeds or crystal children, that kind of thing. A stargate would be an energetic portal to accessing those different star systems that are believed to be the origin points of different souls. So, you know, a star seed is believed to be someone whose soul originates from a different star system. And that's what they mean by a stargate, is channeling those other systems out there and those other beings like the Pleiadians or the Syrians. So that's something unique about this crystal. There's not too many crystals that can say that they open a stargate. As far as, well, when it comes to emotions, Apophyllite is great for dissipating anxieties, gently clearing away low vibrations, and it really imparts a sense of calm, a sense of peace, and while also providing a somewhat energizing vibration. So it's great for emotional support. When it comes to your mind, Apophyllite can be used for revealing things that you might not be fully aware of and bringing things up to the surface. You know, the clarity, the physical clarity of Apophyllite correlates with bringing clarity within yourself. So it can help you see things about yourself more clearly. Another very interesting thing with Apophyllite, physically, Apophyllite is said to be very good for the eyes, and you can actually place an Apophyllite pyramid over your eyes, just like that. And it can bring healing energy to your eyes and help improve eyesight. That's not something that I've tried that just to see what it feels like to have the pyramid on top of my eye, and it is kind of a healing, soothing sensation, but personally I can't say that I've experienced improved vision because of it. And I certainly, you know, when it comes to physical things, always make sure you're consulting a doctor, a physician with physical issues, and not just relying on stones. In many cases, crystals and stones are best used to as a supplement to other methods of healing and treating whatever it is you're dealing with. And that's why I always mention having a mentor, a therapist, someone trusted that can help with emotional and mental issues. So, one last cool thing about this particular Apophyllite piece is it has what's called a rainbow. Now, I don't know if I can make this visible on camera, but a rainbow, okay, maybe that way. No. Maybe right there a little. Anyway, A rainbow is formed oftentimes in clear quartz. Well, it doesn't have to be clear. It can be all different kinds of quartz, rose quartz, amethyst. But a rainbow is formed when there's a fracture within the crystal. And that fracture refracts the light that passes through it and creates some rainbow colors on the fracture. So oftentimes you'll see it in quartz, and since apophyllite is a transparent crystal and a fairly fragile crystal, it can happen with apophyllite. So I'm not able to show it on the camera, but if you basically, to find a rainbow on any stone, you just look for it looks like a surface inside of the stone, but it's caused by a very small fracture, and you just want to hold it in the light and move it around until you see those rainbow colors from the light refracting. And rainbows can be, there are many crystals out there with rainbows, and that's another thing that often you won't see that labeled on a stone at crystal shops. They won't tell you whether a particular crystal has rainbows. That's something that you gotta find on your own. And so what does a rainbow do? A rainbow within a crystal brings a burst of joyful energy. Rainbows can dispel low vibration, heavy energy. A rainbow imparts an energy of joy, an energy of happiness. And it's kind of like a little boost for your aura and for your emotions, your heart. So it adds an element of happiness and lightness to any crystal. Now, it took me some time to settle on a song for Apophyllite, but I decided to go with a song by Ayumi Hamasaki from Japan, and this one is called Angel Song. Now, I chose to go with Angel Song because it is a song about, she's singing about someone who sort of comes to her aid, her rescue during difficult times. And she says, I see angel wings on your back. And basically it's like she's describing her guardian angel. But another reason I chose that song is because the vibe of the song is very happy, very energetic, very cheerful, like a sunrise, just shining light everywhere. It's quite an uplifting tune. So I will include a link in the description box below to Angel Song by Ayumi Hamasaki. And I encourage all of you to leave a comment or question down below. And once again, thank you so much for vibing with me.